Is the frequency in use? Is the frequency in use? I knew it isn't because I've been listening for a while. This is K4PEW, net control for the Mount Juliet Simplex radio net. Is there any emergency or priority traffic? Another bird, I presumed you'd be waiting with bated breath if there was an emergency or priority. Net may be broken at any time for emergency or priority traffic. Let's hope there never is any. I've never heard any, at least during a net. For information on this net, you can see us on YouTube right now. All you can do is put in Kilo 4 Papa Echo Whiskey, that's K4PEW, in the search block in YouTube's browser. Well, it's not their browser, but your browser. And it'll do a search within the YouTube search block. And it'll come right up to our net. Also, you can see us on our 146.415.net, 146.415.net. Strikingly familiar with the frequency we're on. That's got a bunch of simplex information, etc. And also you can see us on our groups.io page, groups.India Oscar. And of course, then there's a /, and then there's only one kind of slash really on the web. /, then a small g, then a /, then a MJSS, Micah Juliet Sierra Sierra, MJSS for Mount Juliet Simplex Society. Or you could just do a search for MJSS or Mount Juliet Simplex Society on the groups.io homepage. And you can sign up for our email, and also on that first page of the site, which doesn't require you to be a member. It gives all the information on our nets and what we do for a living, so to speak. We make such a good living at this. So anyway, moving on. The net normally meets at 8 p.m. every Wednesday and Saturday night. And we do so on 146.415 FM Simplex. Tonight we're also doing a net on 28.415 upper sideband on 10 meters. Purpose of the nets, all the nets really, are to have fun. Figuring out how good we can hear, how good other people might hear us. You can always ask for confirmation from different stations, and you can also report on stations you hear that you don't normally hear. Most hams who are on this net who are interested in simplex will find themselves spending money, but not always. They'll be raising their antennas higher because they realize they get better reception and they get out better. So, and there are some of them, several of us, including me, have spent money on better antennas and better installations, etc. And even replacing radios, even though that isn't really usually necessary. If you've got only 5 watts, yeah, you might want to increase that. But you've got a regular base station radio or mobile radio, and you've got it's all the big money should be in the antenna, as most of us have learned. Events coming up for activities and announcements. Like I said, tonight we're on net number 696, starting from the west. We have June Field Day, which is the last weekend in June. You can look that up on arrl.net. Just put in Field Day and their search engine. And I'm almost confident it's free. If not, let me know. And then, of course, the July 31st Ham Quest at the Wilson County Fairgrounds. Expecting a big turnout with a couple of retail vendors. I guess they're retail. They don't sell the non-hams, I don't think. I guess they would. But anyway, that's July 31st, which is Saturday. And then August 21st is the ham event in Huntsville. And that's also a nice big event. Hope everyone can make it there. Is there any other announcements or corrections to the announcements? I think Field Day, get a hold of the Wilson County Amateur Radio Club. They're doing a Field Day event, I believe, and it will be at the Cedars of Lebanon Park. And the same place where the normal Cedars of Lebanon Ham Fest is located for the last probably, I don't know how long, 20 years, 30 years. But anyway, if you go down the road to the entrance from the west entrance, you'll eventually run into the Ham Fest. The Wilson County Amateur Radio Club's Field Day event. It's good to call them first, though, just to see if you can bring anything, or you don't want to bring anything, or whatever. But they'll be starting out in sometime mid-morning that Saturday. That Saturday of that last weekend in June. Any other announcements or corrections? Alrighty, then I'll move right along. We're starting from the west. Again, it's net number 696. We'll be taking strip people short on time first. It doesn't have to be from the west, but anywhere short on time, please come on.
Katie for OEN, Mary. How are you, Paul?
Hey, very good, Mary. How you doing?
Doing fine. Had a big day at the Tennessee State Museum today, so it was good.
Oh, I've never been. I really should go.
You would really enjoy it. We took our 6-year-old grandson to, and he had a blast. It was good.
Oh, I'm sure it was. How old? You said 6?
Yes, he's 6. He's a big first grader now.
Well, I'll tell you, for 6 years old, he's probably pretty inquisitive.
Yes, right now he's been into planets and space for about 3 years. And currently he's into classical music and all kinds of instruments. And yeah, he's a smart kid, if I do say so.
Now, it sure sounds like it. I don't remember being necessarily too interested in classical music or the planets and the solar system at that age.
Me either. But it's fun to see things with him and watch him, his reaction to things. And we'll have a good time.
Oh, yeah. Well, that kind of thing will just spark even more interest.
Absolutely.
Yeah, very good. How's Marty doing?
Doing fine. He's right here.
I'm right here. And Katie for BQK.
Yeah, very good, Marty. Did you have to stay home during the museum event?
Yeah, I went with them.
Ah, very good. Very good. Yeah, it makes it a little rough because most of those museum events are for sighted people.
Yeah, she read a lot to me.
Ah, very good. Well, I'm glad you got something out of it. But imagine you got a lot out of just listening to your grandson.
Yes.
Yeah, very good. Good to have you in there, Marty. Good to hear from you again. That was Mary and Marty over in Belshire. Kilo Delta 4 Oscar Echo. It is November, right, Mary?
That's correct.
Yeah, okay. I initially wrote it down as M, and I figured that was wrong. Anyway, and Kilo Delta 4 Bravo Quebec Kilo Marty. Again, both in Belshire. Good to have both of you in there. Who else is short on time? All righty. Anybody first time check-ins? Nothing heard. Everybody must be out mowing the lawn. Not after the rain. All right, then we'll start from the west. Please come in.
Kilo Delta Park, Charlie Victor Echo Mobile.
Always catch a mobile there, do we, Greg?
Yeah, sorry.
I say we always seem to catch a mobile at this time.
Yeah, on my way home, kind of still up the Riley area. So here is the Belshire station.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, very good. Yeah, you're picket fencing a little bit. I can kind of tell you're on Briley.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good. That was Greg. Mobile, Kilo Delta 4, Charlie, Victor Echo. Who else is west?
KM4YRF, Mike and Belshire as well.
Is that a new place? Belshire as well?
That's right.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, I was watching a TV show today, and there was another. I'd seen it before, but it was, obviously there's a Bellevue in Tennessee, and there's a Bellevue in Washington, the state of Washington. That is.
I've heard that.
Yeah, I've never been out to that land. I've only been to California, never Oregon or Washington.
I've never been very far. The furthest west, I guess I've been was Texas.
I thought you were going to say Paducah.
Well, that is west.
Yeah, it's west of here. It's northwest, but yeah, it's west. It's farther west than we are. Yeah, Texas. I've only been to California twice, and that's it. Farthest west beside that would be Texas for me as well.
Twice was enough.
No, California, I guess, has got its. I'd love to go up and down the coast of California. I'm just saying, and I've seen pictures. It's pretty, and I've been to San Francisco, in that area just a little bit, and then I was only 49 years ago. I was in San Diego, so I'm not sure that counts.
See, I think San Diego was where Rick came out of the Navy.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised. That's where they kicked him out of the Navy.
No, sir. Yes, pushed him overboard.
Oh, Rick, you straightening him out there?
I'm trying to. I was in Alameda, which is in the Bay Area, San Francisco, for a year and a half. Went overseas, came back, dry docked in Long Beach, which is L.A. And I've been to San Diego millions of times. Went to Tijuana. That's an experience you'll never forget.
Yeah, I've already forgotten it because I've never been there.
Well, there you go.
Very good. Michael, I'll check you in already. That's Kilo Mike 4 Yankee Romeo Foxtrot in Belshire. Rick, you checking in now?
I'm going to, please.
Uh,
K4 TJF, Rick, Ashland City.
yeah, very good. Yeah, there's a lot of facilities out there, Navy and Marine facilities out on the West Coast.
Absolutely sure are.
Yeah, all I ever did was we came into San Diego on the way back from Vietnam, and that was the last and only time I've been.
Yeah, I'm not a big San Diego fan. It's okay, but Coronado's it's just not my cup of tea.
Well, the stuff I've seen out there is very pretty. I don't think Los Angeles is that pretty, but I mean, what I saw in San Francisco was very nice. In fact, it was just pretty. I'll leave it at that.
You are right. Yeah, LA is not really all that glamorous. It's not that pretty. It's just a lot of concrete, big buildings. But you get a little bit north of San Francisco, say San Jose, Sacramento. Oh, it's beautiful. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so I've heard. It's a friend out there in the valley too, the San Fernando Valley, and he was a farmer. He's since passed on, but you can imagine he had a garlic and pecan farm.
Oh, there you go. I mean, that sounds like a combo right there.
Well, he made good money on garlic and pecans, I'll tell you.
Well, yeah. I mean, you imagine all the people that eat those two products.
Oh, I know. It's unbelievable. Well, anyway, that was Rick, and he's in Ashland City. Good signal from out of Ashland City. That's Kilo November 4, Tango Juliet Foxtrot Rick in Ashland City. Who else is west?
KG4 LV, Jack and Donald.
Hello, Jack. Ever been to California? Oh, you had to been. You traveled a lot.
Yeah, and there's some great fishing in San Diego. Went there several years ago and caught a lot of sand bass.
Those are that's the prehistoric sandbaggers.
Well, there's a lot of fishing going on there. It's a great place. Of course, I also walked over to TJ, and you're right. That's the experience you'll never forget.
Oh, I've been in foreign ports in places that were probably as bad or worse than Tijuana.
Well, it's not anything you're missing if you hadn't been there.
No, I'm sure. I've heard the stories are rampant.
Oh yeah, I'm surprised they'll let us over there. But anyway, thanks for calling the net and carry on, KG4 LV.
Yeah, very good, Jack. Jack and Donaldson, Kilo Golf 4, India Lima Victor. Who else is west?
KG4 CXE, Chris and Dalton.
All right, Chris. You doing all right?
Doing good. How are you?
Good. You must be busy. I never hear you on the air during the day at all.
Oh, yeah, it's been crazy. Long days and crazy nights too, and then early morning. Yeah, but it'll be over soon.
Hey, did you hear that? I don't know if you saw that news. I saw today. Kevin over in London sent me the note on it that one of those ransomware organizations jumped into the largest meatpacking organization in the world, shut them down.
Yeah, it's crazy. They're trying to just basically hold businesses, hostage. It's pretty wild.
Yeah, it'll be serious when they're shutting down like Atlanta massage parlors and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's going to target.
Oh, you don't want to upset those people.
How's that?
Well, I hate to say this, but they're making money hand over fist.
That's correct.
Anyway, just a joke, silly joke. In fact, it just came to me. It was like an instantaneous joke. Didn't even think about it. Anyway, that was Chris. Chris and Donaldson. Kilo Golf 4 Charlie X-Ray Echo. Who else is west?
KO40K, Cookie.
Hey, how you doing, Roy?
Hey, I'm doing fine, Paul. Yeah, I got to thinking if the lead of this here thing could call me Cookie or say that's the way the sign should be, it's good enough for me.
Oh yeah, no, it's no. You not. Next thing you got to do is just got to get a vanity call. That's all. I mean, if you don't like this one or you don't care, it doesn't matter.
I don't care. Don't necessarily care about vanity calls, but I may have one tomorrow. But anyway, it's all good. I just told Chris I was going to harass you about Cookie.
Oh, the so did you tell your Navy friend that joke? That silly question?
Yeah, I did. And he looked at me like I was crazy.
Yeah. Well, if you don't know the answer, you're not really supposed to tell him.
Yeah, I'm with you. And that's why I told him. And yeah, I guess he's one of those young bucks.
It could be. I heard that little joke. I say it's a joke. Is I only heard that 51 years ago. 51 years ago, approximately April or May. It was about this time of year.
Yeah, and being it's a Navy joke, I'm not sure you should repeat it on the air here tonight. But I think any of those people out there listening in, they ought to just ask you about it.
Yeah, I'll have to talk to Rick about that. He was on an aircraft carrier over in Vietnam, so he might know it.
Yeah, all right. Well, look, I'm going to let you get back with it. KO40K.
All right, Roy, take her easy. You sound good. That's Roy, Kilo, Oscar 4, Oscar, Kilo, Echo, hence the kook or kooky. I don't know. Depends on if you put an accent on the E, I guess. Who else is west? Anybody else west of the Mississippi? I think that's Tango Tango Sierra. Is that the right call? Whiskey Alpha 4 Tango Tango Sierra. Hey, very good. You forgive me, but I forgot your name. I'm sorry. Your copy's not too good today. Say it again, please. Still rough. Is anybody else copying? That's no Kilo. It's Kilo Whiskey Alpha 4. I was looking it up because I can't hear you properly. I'm hearing you badly tonight, which I don't remember it being this bad last time we talked. Hold on one second. There we go. I should have it there. Ah, that's right. This is Jude. I'm sorry about that, Jude. And Annie, are you at home tonight?
Yeah, down in the valley.
Yeah, you must not get that antenna up any higher.
Yeah, it's about 35 foot up, but it's still from up at the bottom of the wheel.
Yeah. Which antenna is that now? I think you told me, but I forgot what it was. Yeah, it's you must be down in the hole for sure because normally Antioch's really easy for me.
Yeah, it's just a little rough on my antenna. It's pretty low for me as well.
I got you. Well, very good, Jude. I'm glad you were able to get in there anyway. I find it is a little better than when you first got in there. So something, I think conditions are changing. I noticed the conditions today were even midday were kind of crappy. And I'm sure it's all weather related. Anyway, that's Jude. He's in Antioch. I don't know who else could hear Jude.
I could real well. He was like S7 to me.
Yeah, why'd you have to bring that?
Because I can hear good.
Man, anybody else? That's good. Up, you're heard accidentally up in Belshire tonight. Belshire, there, Jude.
And we're in town, got it.
Oh, you got him there up in Donaldson as well. That must be a conduit going that direction.
I got nothing in Hendersonville.
Nothing in Hendersonville. Yeah, I would expect Hendersonville a little rough. Yeah, it's over the river and through the woods to get up there to Hendersonville.
He was breaking the Welch on my radio.
Could you discern what he was saying? Yeah, I just wonder if you were a squelch translator.
Yeah. Yeah, we're just here. It's an early, late check-in, I guess.
Well, which one are you checking in for? Today or last week's net?
Yeah, I'm just on the radio because I got to go to the auto parts store.
Aha, you want me to check you in there, Brian?
That's it.
All righty. I'll get your call in here straight again. Give it to me again.
Kilo Alpha 3, Charlie, Tango, Papa.
Very good. I'm sorry about that, Brian. I got a mental block against your call. Maybe it's because it's a 3 call. I don't know. Anyway, it's Kilo Alpha 3, Charlie Tango Papa. It's not like I never talked to you either. Anyway, it's Brian. He's in Hendersonville, headed out to auto parts store or something. Who else was? Oh, by the way, that was Jude in there earlier. Well, Whiskey Alpha 4, Tango Tango Sierra in Antioch. Who else is West?
JC9 ETS Mobile.
Hold on, I heard Paul in there. Kilo Charlie 9, Echo Tango Sierra, Mobile. Where are you mobile tonight, there, Paul?
Trying to get home. Right about Ellington Parkway and Spring Street right now.
Okay, over in that end, over in the busy part of the woods.
Yeah, trying to, fight the freeway here.
Yeah, well, it's a never-ending battle, and it's never going to stop.
This time of the night is not awful. One nice thing about a late night of work is at least you're not stop and go.
No, that's right. It's pretty steady, though, I'm sure, though.
Yeah, even in the afternoons now, it's awful in the loop here.
Yeah, it is. I noticed that it doesn't ever really seem to get, until you get around 11 o'clock or midnight on I-40.
Yeah, but then they close it down for construction.
Yeah, and you got that problem. Very good. That's Paul. He's mobile. Normally here in Mount Juliet, it's Kilo Charlie 9 Echo Tango Sierra. He's over closer to downtown tonight. Who else is West?
KO4 UAT.
That's KO4 Quebec Hotel. What's that last letter?
Echo.
Ah, very good. I'm going to have to look you up because I forgot your first name again. Where are you now? Because if you're on your HT, it's really in and out. You must be moving around.
I'm on the back deck, but I can try a different antenna.
No, it's good right there. Whatever you're doing, don't move an inch because you were perfect right there, but really shaky before then.
Yeah, just letting you know that the American Legion, when I left Sunday, they had not sold only 30 flags out of the 200 plus, almost 250 flags that they were doing that day there in Jones Park. And they appreciated everybody's help.
Ah, yeah, very good. I'm glad. That's a lot of flags to get sold, 270 of them. That's awesome. Yeah, were you there for the entire event there, Michael?
I helped them set up on Thursday and then worked Saturday and Sunday. And then they had a little ceremony Monday morning, and then they took everything down and went home.
Oh, very good. Yeah, I'm glad it went well. I mean, those were all the ones they had laid out there earlier, right? At first, I wasn't sure what that was, and I am a member. I'm a member of that American Legion post too.
Yeah, the second year I've done it with them, so it was impressive. We froze their behinds off Saturday out there. Luckily, somebody brought a heater to use, but Sunday was awesome.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm glad. Well, it was cool too. It was very cold, as a matter of fact. I wouldn't have wanted to be out there. All right, Michael. Michael again participated in that flag sale for Memorial Day here in Mount Juliet. That's Kilo Oscar for Quebec Hotel Echo. Normally here in Mount Juliet on an HT, but that's where you are now. So that's I'm saying normally. That's what you were talking on when I heard you when we were talking over the weekend from the flag sale site. Who else is? Where was I? West. Please come in. Down to the south, please.
Kilo Echo 4 Sierra Yankee Victor.
Your signal's perfect, Larry.
Glad to hear that.
Yeah, no, it's just the conditions. I'm never sure now whether they weren't good earlier. It just sounded good. Very good. That was Larry in Rockville. Kilo Echo 4 Sierra Yankee Victor. Who else is south?
KO4, KFQ. November, Delta, November.
Hold on, David. I had another one right on top of you there. That was Tony, KF4, KFQ. Are you hawking any products from the retailer today?
No, the mood's not right.
I thought it might. I just thought I'd ask. Very good. And but I'll say that just for redundancy, in my case, we don't want to forget that you want to cater to the store that was my father's favorite was Mother Monahan's mohair chest wigs. There's not a flea among them. Mohair, by the way, is from camels. That's a really fine camel. Only the best are offered at Mother Monahan's.
Okay, well, I guess we could be brought tonight by the Cannon County Wax Fruit Emporium and Depilatory Parlor.
All righty, so you double use on the wax, I take.
Well, my brain's still not working on all cylinders. That's the best I can do tonight.
No, I got you. I think that's good. They're using wax. They're ripping off hair from skin and stick it in wax fruit.
Yeah, you got to be a certain age to remember wax fruit on ladies' hats.
That's right. Well, yeah, certain age or watch. What was her name? That Spanish dancer that was famous back in the 40s and 50s.
Lola Lagusia.
I don't think that could have been it, but I don't think it was. Very good, Tony. Good to have you in there. That's Tony in Smyrna. Kilo. What the heck is this called? KF4, KFQ. That's what it is. I couldn't even read my own writing again. And that's Tony in Smyrna. And David in Reedyville. What's up, David?
Good evening, Mr. Paul. Everything's okay here. And you and Mr. Tony are two hard characters to get over on, but I got one for you if you got a moment.
Yeah, go ahead.
In promulgating your philosophical and your psychological observations, people of platitudinous and ponderosity, that your conversational communications possess a rarefied conciseness, a compact comprehensibleness, and a concentrated consciousness. In other words, speak plainly, Tony.
Yeah, that's right. In fact, I was beginning to think with that prognostication you just gave us, I thought you worked for the government.
Oh, negative. No, sir, I don't qualify. Sorry, I'm a Southern white boy.
Very good. Otherwise, how you doing, David?
Good, good, Paul. Sorry about that. That was not a racial slur. I didn't mean it that way at all.
I didn't take it that way. I don't think anybody else did either. In fact, there's that famous lyric from the song, you know.
Also, that was quoted. That little whatever you call it, that went through there was quoted. It was memorized many years ago. And everything's good here, Mr. Paul. Appreciate what you do. And Tony, no offense, sir. Just kidding. KI4NDN, back to that.
Yeah, very good. Very good having you there, David. That was Kilo India 4 November Delta November in Reedyville. Signal's a little low tonight. Are you at full power?
No, sir. I meant to tell you that I was doing 5 watt night. That is 5 watts from this location.
Well, now it's perfect. A little earlier it was a little shaky, but now it's perfect. So conditions are up and down, but your 5 watts is doing well.
Okay, good evening. Thank you, sir.
Very good. David in Reedyville. Who else is south?
Whiskey Victor 4 Delta, Ken in Smyrna.
Very good. How you doing, Ken?
I'm doing good. Doing good. Survived the trip to the VA.
Well, don't make it sound like that's a torture chamber over there.
No, it was actually great today. I went in, checked in. They took me back even before my scheduled time and saw the doctor, and I was walking out of the parking lot at my appointment time, so it went smoothly.
Oh, wow. You know what I think happened is they're still not, what's the word? They're not fully open, are they? I mean, they're by appointment only.
No, you can go into urgent care anytime you want, but they'll check your temperature and, and ask you a bunch of questions. You can't go in without a band where you've been questioned.
No, I guess what I'm saying is they're not taking visitors, etc. there yet.
No, sir, I don't think so.
That's what I mean. Every time I've been there in the last year, it's the load is so light, you think it's only partially open, and it's quite true. They're only partially open. There's no spouses, or usually there's no spouses, there's no visitors, nothing.
It's still that way somewhat, unless that person that's making the trip or going to the VA needs assistance. Then they'll allow the spouse or another person to go in and help them.
Yeah, that's my understanding. Well, unless they want to start having a valet service for wheelchairs.
I'll drive the truck.
Yeah, very good. Well, that's Ken in Smyrna, Whiskey Victor 4 Delta. He's within a stone's throw or so from Tony, who's also in Smyrna. Who else is Sal?
W0GZR, Mark in Nashville.
Hey, hold on, Mark. I got somebody who is really low signal right next to you. Who was that other person, please? Oh, man, your signal really stinks tonight due to conditions there, Charles. Is anybody else copying Charles?
I can't even hear him.
Wow. Hold on, folks. Hey.
The antenna of this truck, and he's using his battery before the storm hits.
Okay, yeah, I couldn't hear. I made out none of what you said there, Charles, but I just did get a relay from Frank in Northwest Wilson here. Well, I'm glad you're able to get on the air. The signal was lower than I have ever heard you, so I hope things get better on the next net, Charles. You have a good one. That was Kilo Golf 4 Sierra Foxtrot, and he is in the Jolton, Ashland City area. Who else is South?
Kilo 4 Oscar, Fox Oscar. Johnny
Hold on one second. For some reason, my wife's calling. Hang on. Hello? Yeah, okay. I'll talk to you later. You guys aren't going to believe this. My wife, who's monitoring the net, decided she'd call me and tell me it was Carmen Miranda, was the woman, Spanish woman with the fruit on her hat. Anybody remembers that? They're about my age. They got to be 65 or 70. All righty. Let's see, we had Chris. Who else? Oh, yeah, we had Mark. Mark, how you doing?
Mighty fine tonight. You?
Well, it was a surprise to have my wife call me. She usually calls me on my cell phone, and this time it was on the house phone, and I thought that must have been an emergency, and it was, because I didn't know it was Carmen Miranda.
And then you said you got to be 65 to 70, and I don't think she's quite that old.
No, she is not that. I meant for me, though. She just happens to know it because she's an avid music aficionado.
I see. You were talking about San Diego. My son was in the Marine Corps there, and he got married. And he married an ecdysiast. Another name for that is a stripper. And I'll tell you, that was one of the more exciting weddings I've ever been to. And so very much fun and so many stories to come out of it.
You say that's what he married?
Yep. And the divorce took longer than the marriage lasted.
Wow. Yeah, I knew somebody that did that too. So I guess it's a fairly routine thing that happens with men who don't think with their brains.
Yeah. He said, if I could go back to that bus bench and just say nothing to her. But you can't wind the clock back.
Well, I'll put it this way. I can't say I haven't made my mistakes in my youth. So, yeah, we all would like to be able to change some things we did in our earlier years. But that wasn't one of them I did, though. Yeah, now San Diego's still a nice place in spite of what happened to your son.
Oh, yeah, we loved it. It was a lot of fun. Oh, I'm writing up a lot of my memories over the years. And that's one of them I'm going to spend a lot of time on because there's so much going on.
The way my memory's headed, though, it's more going to be mine's going to be more like a booklet.
Yeah, it would not be published in Reader's Digest, I assure you.
Right. Very well. That's good for what do you call that? It's good for there's a term for that too. It's just good for history in the family. I think that's a wise idea.
Well, I call it a icebreaker at parties.
Yeah, especially if you can actually put a table out at the party and could sell the book.
Well, my son doesn't like us to talk about it, but hey, I can write my memories.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, they're your memories. They don't even have to be true.
Oh yeah, they're true, and we talk about it frequently. We love it, but not around him. He did say if I ever have it published, he was 50% of it.
I don't think he's 50% of the book, is he?
Not unless he writes it.
Yeah, I got you. Well, he'll come out with a rebuttal book.
Yeah, how much he can rebut there.
Very good. That was Mark. Great signal out of Nashville. Whiskey Oscar, excuse me, Whiskey Zero Golf Zulu Romeo. He's a pending autobiographical author. Who else is? Where was I? Sal, please come in.
Kilo 4, Oscar, Fox Oscar, Donnie.
Hey, Donnie. Anything good with you going on?
Yeah, just staying busy.
Busy. What, retirement keeps you busier than work?
Everything I do nowadays seems busy work.
Did you get either of your two lawnmowers running?
Believe it or not, I got both of them fixed.
Oh man, you are good.
Just lucky.
Man, I hate working on my mower.
I do too, because I'm not a mechanic, so I was very thankful I got it fixed like I did.
Well, see, there's the difference. I think I'm a mechanic, but I don't do very good work.
Well, I can pronounce the word, have trouble spelling it, and that's about as far as I can go.
Yeah, I got you. Now, a mower is a pain in the neck. I hate putting stuff like that belt issue on a dual bladed mower like I have. It's a pain in the neck to even mess with. And so one of the things I should do this season is replace that belt.
Yeah, I know it. I'm glad I got it done because I'm probably going to have to put it to work a day or two.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, my lawn's going to be grazing material here after this rainfall this week. Anyway, that's Donnie. He's in south of me in Hermitage on the east side of Percy Priest Lake. It's Kilo 4 Oscar Foxtrot Oscar. Great signal. Who else is Sal?
Kilo Oscar 4 Oscar Tango Yankee. Good evening.
Hello, how are you this evening?
I'm doing pretty good. Hanging outside, carport. No hammock tonight, but this weather's nice.
Did you hear about that guy who died in the hammock?
Nope. You all right there? Tell me about it.
No, it was in the news. I saw it this morning or yesterday. This guy was out in the woods. I don't remember where. I want to say it was out west somewhere, but I could be wrong. It doesn't really matter. He was out in the woods, and he tied up his hammock, got in it, and the one end of the hammock was tied to a tree. Both ends were tied to a tree out in the woods now. But he apparently didn't realize that the one tree stump was dead. Tree came over, killed him, and crushed him.
He died a happy man.
I guess. I don't know if he was happy or not. I don't think I'd be the one of the guys seeing that big tree, the tree trunk fall coming towards me, though.
Yeah. No, that doesn't happen. Mine has a stand. I do have a hammock and I do tie on trees, but yeah, no, I think I would avoid the dead ones. Actually, I usually look at the branches. I look up there because that does make me a little bit nervous sometimes. There are these big branches. I hear horror stories of like a dead branch falling. If you're out walking in the woods, get taken out by a dead tree.
Yeah, my brother told me a story. Well, it didn't have anything to do with a hammock, though. And he's not a woodsman, believe me. He's more of an office geek. And he went out when he was in his youth, when he was in college. Him and his buddy, for some reason, I think it was probably to relieve themselves. They stopped on a road trip, went into the woods, and while they were in there, my brother said he took this for some reason. He decided he'd shake one of these trees. Well, he didn't realize the tree was dead. One of the limbs came down and whacked him right in the head.
Man, well, he's lucky though. It wasn't like one of those big limbs that come across. I heard a story last year. Somebody got taken out. I think it was a woman got taken out by a tree. She's walking in the woods. I was right before we were going and walking the woods. So I told my wife, I'm like, yeah, look up.
Wow. Well, again, being out in the woods is dangerous in a lot of ways.
It is, especially in a thunderstorm. Yeah, I've been out camping in remote areas in a thunderstorm, and I woke up at 3 in the morning with this loud crack. It was a loud. Oh, it was like somebody shot a shotgun right next to my face.
Yeah, I'm with you. I've been in the woods. The one time when I was young, I was probably 12. I was with my mother and dad, and storm front moved in from the north, and we were up in the Adirondack Mountains, up in northern New York State. Storm moved in, and temperature dropped from about 70-ish, because it's usually cool in the Adirondacks in July, and it dropped to somewhere around 40 as the front moved in. Remember, this is in July, and then it started to rain, and then it started to hail. We had hail so strong it took down not our tent, but our tarp. And still, 2 days later, there was still hail that hadn't thawed yet in the forest.
Woo, it's gonna be a cold trip too. I don't even think I'd take a jacket in July.
Yeah, we took jackets. We did, because again, the Adirondacks is kind of cool in the summer. It's no trip at the beach in Florida.
True. On a side note too, because I got the new radio, I got the antenna going up, I got all the new power supply, all that good stuff. I'm wondering if there's people that used to never hear me that hear me now.
Yeah, Michael is in Mount Juliet. That's where you still are now, right?
Lewis, and yeah, I'm on Belinda Parkway.
Oh, I'm sorry, I said Lewis. I'm sorry about that. Got the wrong name connected there. Lewis in Belinda Parkway here in Mount Juliet area. Let's see. Michael, can you hear him up there in Belshire?
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's got a big signal here as well. I know. I'm not going to ask Frank. I know he can. Anybody else out west that can hear him?
I can hear him between Mount Juliet and Gladeville.
Ah, very good. Well, that wouldn't be too tough. Mount Juliet and Gladeville, because he's just right there in the Belinda Parkway, east of Mount Juliet Road. A little ways. Lewis, what? Let's see. Who else? Anybody else? I know you can hear him, Donnie.
Yeah, no problem. Very strong. They probably I'll be able to hear him down at Smyrna Murfreesboro.
Yeah, Ken, are you still there, or Tony? They went to bed. Anybody else can hear him? Anybody?
South in 4CCP. Kind of pretty strong.
Ah, very good. Jason down in Laverne can hear you just fine. Yeah, you've got a big signal here, so I'm sure you're getting out a big, long ways.
That's good to hear. Good to hear. Yeah, I've got the HT sitting over here. It's kind of my backup. I use that to see who I can hear on the HT versus who I can hear with the antenna. But yeah, I'm glad I'm actually getting a little bit further out. And yeah.
Well, you're 60 over to me, so I'm confident you're way out there. I'm sure of it. How about Hendersonville? Anybody in Hendersonville?
Kyle,
Hey, go ahead, Richard.
I can hear him in Redmond just fine.
Yeah, I was suspecting you would. Anybody else in Hendersonville?
WE40, I hear him great.
Oh, very good, Dan. Yeah, you're getting all the way up into Hendersonville across the lake.
I got him fine in Gallatin too.
Yeah, you guys are easy. Well, Gallatin's easier than Danny is, but Danny's got a good antenna there too.
That's exciting. Yeah. I was anxious to see who could hear me now versus who could hear me like weeks ago.
Yeah, nobody could hear you before.
I had a feeling.
No, I'm serious. When you're on an HT, I mean, you're fortunate if people can hear you out 4 or 5 miles. Really, it's a stretch because it's just because of where you are. The interstate alone is a barrier, and then as you go north, it tends to drop down some, and then it rises back up again before it gets to the lake, and so that's like another big barrier going north.
Oh yeah, it's much more exciting to know that one, I'm being heard. I guess that's maybe not exciting for everybody, but it's exciting too. As many people I can hear now. I can hear a lot more.
Oh no, I'm sure you are. Yeah, it's every time you do something, it changes the efficiency of the antenna, and the height of the antenna makes a huge difference. And of course, that's getting out, and of course, being heard on 50 watts is a lot better than 5 watts.
Yes, sir. All right. Well, thanks everybody for the check-ins, and I'll go ahead and get back to net control.
Very good. That was Lewis. He's here in Mount Juliet. Well, it says Mount Juliet. He's over there on Belinda Parkway. It would be south of 40 and east of Mount Juliet Road. That's Kilo Oscar 4 Oscar Tango Yankee. And it's nice to hear somebody who had a nice improvement there. It really was. I mean, it's a big signal. And I know you're going to get more out of ham radio just doing what you got right there. Who else is Sal?
Kilo Delta 4 Zulu Golf Yankee.
Very good. How you doing, Ed?
Well, good afternoon, Paul. Good afternoon to the group. This is Kilo Delta 4 Zulu Golf Yankee. And you guy you're talking to just then, he is making a trip every once in a while back here to Shelbyville, so he's starting to get out better.
Oh, yeah. Did you hear that, Lewis?
Negative.
There you go. Well, he can hear you sometimes down in Shelbyville.
I need to put my antenna up a little bit higher.
Well, that's the answer. Absolutely. Good deal. Very good. So how you doing, Ed? Haven't talked to you in a little while.
Well, we're glad to have some rain here. We've had about 1.1 of rain here. It's going to help the garden and all whatnot. But other than that, I come in and turn the radio on, and you was full blast on my speaker, so I just want to say hello and get back out of the way and let you carry on. KD4ZGY.
Very good. That was Ed, Kilo Delta 4 Zulu Golf Yankee, and he is in Shelbyville. Well, it's not Shelbyville, it's short, with Shake Rag, which is near Shelbyville. That's what made Shelbyville famous, with Shake Rag. Who else is Sal? Over to the east. Anybody east?
Whiskey Bravo.
Yeah, I think that's you, Clyde, isn't it?
Yeah, it's me, WB4 Wyoming. Might fall asleep in the chair, but it's me.
Oh no, there was a little interruption. What you were in? Because I don't know what it was. Somebody breaking squelch or hit a push to talk, and it messed up your call. But I recognize your voice.
Oh, okay, yeah, different microphone. Anyway, yeah.
All right, you doing all right? You spent the day on HF, did you?
Yeah, playing around a little bit. Tried to do a little CW. It's been 30 years since I've been on CW, so I did work in 9 Alpha Croatia CW. I don't think I've got that one confirmed, but I've been doing a little chase DX, a little rag shooting.
Oh wow, that's great. Yeah, so that's why after 30 years you still got it, huh?
Yeah. I used to be about 25 words a minute, now about 2.5.
Yeah, you'll pick that up though if you keep after it, I'm sure.
Yeah, but I apply my mind to it. I'm 68 now, so it's a little harder, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna just do some slow stuff, try to build back into it.
Yeah, I hear you. I really need to be after that again myself too, because I've been trying to give it a good run at it a year or so ago, and I just haven't kept up with it. And I have the same issues. I'll be 72 this month, so I feel like my brain isn't doing what I'm asking it to do. Anyway, that was Clyde, and Clyde is in. I'm trying to remember where you are. Well, you're right here in Mount Juliet, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm on the east side of 109 on the Mount Juliet side. I'm not too far from Speedway gas station.
Yeah, I got you. Very good. Yeah, that's Clyde. East side of 109, Mount Juliet. Whiskey Bravo 4 Yankee Lima Victor. Who else is east?
KI4SIB.
You checking in the better half too?
I am KI4SOR.
All right. How are you copying people today there, Richard?
Pretty well, actually.
That's a short answer. You're supposed to say how many. Just keep a list. No, I'm not asking that.
No, he's a little bit scratchy up here, but I can hear him.
Oh, that was that when you were talking to Lewis, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's still a good trip, though, considering the impediments on the terrain.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, very good. Everything else going well for you?
Today was my Friday at work, and I'm having a large time. I've ordered a new radio. It's a little receiver that I want to go to tinkering with and carry on trips with me. It's a short wave, 2-meter ham, AM, FM, all that good stuff. And I'm on it's a Sea Crane Skylab, I think is what they call it.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you'll have to send me a thing on that so I can look it up. That was Richard, Kilo India 4 Sierra India Bravo, and Kilo India 4 Sierra Oscar Romeo. Stephanie here in it's over in Lebanon. We're just west of downtown Lebanon. Who else is east?
Okay,
You're gonna tell me you're paying free today, right, Stan?
less pain today, but no, not
Well, I'm sure you're not looking forward to the PT.
No, I started this coming Monday.
Well, I did that when I had a pinched nerve in my shoulder neck. It was in my neck, I guess, and I could barely sleep. I could barely drive. I could barely walk. It was horrible. And I went to the physical therapist and says, "Okay, we're going to do this." And I'm like, "I can't do that." He says, "Yes, you are." And I thought he was nuts, quite honestly. I felt like I was in a torture chamber working my way through that. But he was right. I was wrong, and the pain went away, and it all got better.
Yeah, there's a therapist I'm probably going to have this month. When I seem like I always get one of our go there, named Kim. He's usually a good therapist for me. I'm not really looking forward to it, but in a way I am too, because I'm sure it's going to help.
Well, yeah, you want to get your mobility back, don't you?
Yeah, the biggest two problems I have now is, well, sleeping is one, but it's kind of hard to drive as well too, because sitting for long periods of time and plus hitting all the holes in the road doesn't help matters any.
Yeah, well, the problem, I had that same problem when I was, like I just told you with that neck thing. Neck, I don't know if it's worse or better than which I know yours is much worse than mine was. But the fact that driving was tough because I had to turn my head and I couldn't do it quickly.
Yeah, that's the problem I had with the neck surgery. I can't look much over my left shoulder because of the fusion in my neck. So it makes driving a little bit of a challenge.
Well, I'm sure you get used to that though after a while.
Yeah, you just have to turn your whole body to look over your shoulder.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, that's not good. Anyway, that's Stan. Everything you can hear pretty well over there, Stan?
Yeah, I can hear pretty well.
Yeah, you sound good today. Better than normal, I think.
Hey, thanks, Paul. Well, I want to hook you up back to that K4HQE.
Very good. That's Stan. He's also in Lebanon, a little north of downtown. Kilo Mike 4 Hotel Quebec Echo. Anybody else east?
And 4JAV out in the Lebanon.
So what's the good news? I know you didn't do anything in the rainy days.
Nah, I may as well ring the whole time. I got nothing done yet.
Like I said, if you need help, just scream.
I may do that. It's looking longer and longer, it seems.
No, you know what I'm saying. There's people. Usually, there's people that are willing and able to help if they're it's on the right schedule.
Yeah, I need to give my tech advisor too when he gets off of vacation. Ask him a couple of questions. Get the rest of the material I need.
Oh yeah. Well, material is the key thing. It's hard to get it done if you don't have all the right stuff.
Yep, big problem.
Yeah, but you doing all right otherwise?
Yes, sir. Getting ready to go back to work at work instead of working from home. I'm kind of looking forward to it and kind of dreading it.
Well, I went through that for I don't know, a year, 2 years, a long time ago, and the only reason I didn't like working at home because I never was away from work. That was the biggest single problem.
Yeah, and it's taking up a lot of space on my radio table too.
Yeah, I'm with you. Well, I would walk by. I had a bedroom that was not dedicated to, but that's where there was a third bedroom where I did it. I had a desk and a fax machine and a computer, etc. And so I'd walk by there, go, "Hey, I can do something." It'd be 8 o'clock at night. I'd be in there working like an idiot.
Well, I did that for a little bit, but I finally just turned the computer off and hit it.
I got it. Well, very good. Like I said, scream if you need help. That was Alan, and looking to upgrade his system at some point here in the near future. November 4th, Juliet Alpha Victor, over in Lebanon. Who else is east? All right to the north. I heard Danny in there.
It's strangely enough. Good evening, Paul.
Hey, I was going to write you, but I'll ask you real quick on the air. Is there an easy, well, not an easy, is there a readily available 3-position XLR switch? So I have one microphone input. I can connect it to 3 different radios.
More research required. The short answer is probably. I'm just not real sure. I would look at Marker Tech and look at their little gadgets. They might have some prefab, who knows what from. I'm trying to think of some of the like Ocean Matrix or something like that might have something that'll do that. Failing that, it'd be painfully simple to build.
Well, I would think it would be. That's why I thought they'd be readily available. And all I saw on B&H's site and in a general search was I caught these. It had 3 inputs and 1 output. And I'm thinking, should be able to use that, although the connectors might be reversed.
Well, that might be a distribution amplifier of some kind. It may be active, and so it may only go one way. Or it might be a passive combiner or something like that, which is something else you could consider doing. You could make a passive splitter and hook it up to all 3 of them at the same time, and you don't have to switch anything.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah, as long as nothing's connected, right? Or it's not on, I guess I should say.
It won't make any difference. It shouldn't make any difference at all. I mean, you can use a small resistor matrix in order to provide some isolation between the ports, but it shouldn't cause any difficulty.
Yeah, I got you. Anyway, the cheapest one, even that one that was 3-in-1 and the 2-in-1, I think it was either 89 and the other one was 139. I said, for a 3-way switch, that's ridiculous.
You can always look at our old friend Amazon. There's bound to be some one duct low thing for $20.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of.
It could be.
No, you know what I'm talking about. It's easy to be disappointed with the goods out of Pacific Rim.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's you have to take it. You have to take it for the application. You know what? It's kind of like buying Harbor Freight tools. There's a time and place to buy the disposable stuff, and time and place not to. So you have to kind of pick and choose. But they're liable to have something on there. Yeah, let me see. There's a couple of things on here that may or may not make any switch, but they're in the $50, $60 range. They're a nice package.
Well, I'm not afraid to spend a few dollars. I'm just saying that I was amazed not to see something jump right out at me on the first 2 or 3 searches, because it's just, I said, a 3-position XLR, switch, and it was like there was almost nothing that said directly that issue.
Contact.
Yeah, go ahead there, Dennis.
I'll check in right away too. Over the top of Danny. I just looked on Amazon. There are NOB Sound 3-in-1 XLR audio switch. That's actually 2 in and 6 out. But you could also do that with a mixer. Like you could take the left to one radio, the right to the other radio, and the aux send to another radio. That would work. But I'm sure they make something.
Oh yeah, no, I was unable to find it, and that's why I was going to ask you and the other expert.
Ain't no expert. Well, in that I'm a little bit, yeah.
Okay, there you go. See, I wasn't trying to stretch the truth there. You just have more experience in that.
I know you can also make a passive combiner, and I think you just have to put it's either a 10K or a 1K resistor. I've got one here. It was for I can't remember what they call it, but instead of when I used to mix records, instead of combining all the sounds together in the radio, you would send each channel to this. I can't remember what it's called. It's totally passive. It's got 24 inputs on each side, so that's a total of 48, and then it would combine everything into one. The only thing is, Danny, and you can correct me, but if you do that, what you were talking about, usually you have to boost. If you combine 3 together and put isolation resistors in there, you have to boost it a little bit after it comes out, I think. Yeah, there's no free lunch. But that Heil mic that Paul has got a buttload of gain to it. He might get away with it. But yeah, I see those knob sound. And Paul, they're actually almost overkill because it's a dual 1x3 switch box, so it's intended to switch stereo pairs. But you could certainly use that to switch your mic, and if you were inclined, you could use wire up adapters for the other one. If you had amplifiers, you could use it to switch PTT and ALC, or I don't know who will. But that's $65 delivered to your door, Amazon Prime, in 2 days. So there you go.
Yeah, I got you. Appreciate the input on that. But how are you doing otherwise, Danny? On the road much?
No, but I go out next week for the first time since February of last year. So
the cloud is finally lifted to the point, and I'm confident enough now that I don't feel weird about getting on a plane. I'm not sure how my head's going to do because it's missing a few parts since the last time I flew. But I'm kind of hoping that you probably tell in my voice the allergies landed on me about Thursday. So I'm kind of hoping I'm over that before I have to go fly. That won't be any fun at all.
Yeah, as long about that regarding your head, as long as the parts aren't loose, you should be fine.
Well, then I'm doomed.
Yeah, very good. Good to hear from you. I'm glad. Well, I'm not glad you're going on the road. That has its benefits, and it's it's just nice to go see other places once in a while. But traveling is not fun.
Well, there's working from home is a blessing and a curse because I lose contact with my colleagues, and so I don't share the same hallway and the same water cooler and whatever with them. So it will be really good to get back on the road and see faces, instead of Zoom calls and Microsoft Teams and all that. So I'll be glad to get back on the road and at least get back and reestablish some relationships. I think that's the most critical part.
Oh yeah, yeah. We're most of us are social animals.
Oh yeah. So, and I don't know if he's been listening for the last few minutes. John KO4DTZ moved over the weekend, and he's in a significantly different location, and he's a bit antenna disadvantaged at the moment. We're trying to win the hearts and minds of the people in his new building. But anyway, he's listening. He and I can talk Simplex, but so far he hasn't heard anybody else on the net tonight, which is a bit shocking. I figured at a dead minimum he'd be able to hear you, but anyway, John's listening.
How far is he from where he was?
He is down. I don't know how to describe it other than he's probably 5 or 6 air miles, I think, roughly, maybe a little less. He's basically Murfreesboro Road, Spence Lane area, more or less, but he's in a bit of a hole.
Okay. He did have some reservations about where he was. He told me that. So obviously he got your able assistance in whatever he was trying to figure out.
Well, he's on a ground floor. The building is, concrete rebar and whatever, and he's staring at about a 50-foot hill out of his front door. He's got a quarter wave ground plane hanging from the ceiling on the patio outside of his patio door. So it's all maybe 6 feet off the ground tops. But I hear him S5 to S7 up here, but maybe that's just a little divine providence.
Yeah, plus it's coming across the lake. There's no obstructions there.
Yeah, well, and he's on the north side of the building, so that's going to put him in a bit of a disadvantage. But I was kind of hoping he'd be able to hear a few people, you, Michael, maybe Frank, some of the folks from this part of the area. But so far, no dice.
Yeah, I get it. I'll have to get him some Echo Link.
Well, his internet gets hooked up tomorrow, hopefully. Well, it's hooked up. They've got an outage to central office they got to fix. And then he should be able to be back on DMR, D-Star, things like that, this hotspot. And then, like I said, we're going to try to do some winning of hearts and minds. So let me holler at him real quick here, and then I'll get out of the way. John, are you hearing anybody on the net? I can hear him. Well, Paul, he says he hasn't heard a soul, but he hears me. But he is down probably S3 right now. So I heard you say something earlier about conditions really being poor, and I think I can concur with that.
Yeah, very good, John. I think that Michael in Belshire said he could hear John.
I could almost make him out down here, Paul.
Really? That's amazing. Funny. Well, John, I'm going to check in Johnny on 2 relays. How's that? That's Johnny Kilo Oscar 4 Delta Tango Zulu, who just moved into a new apartment, and it's in a bad location for Simplex for sure. He's only talking to one person at this point. All right, appreciate that, Danny. That was Whiskey Echo 4 Echo. We also had Dennis in there, Whiskey 9 Bravo Oscar Quebec, and Johnny, who checked in by a relay from his new apartment, Kilo Oscar 4 Delta Tango Zulu. Anybody else north?
Fucking Northwest Wilson.
All right. So give me the Northwest Wilson. I think it was a triple in there. Who was Northwest Wilson?
WB0NOL.
Yeah, I didn't recognize your voice because all I heard was Northwest Wilson. How you doing there, Mark?
Doing well, Paul. Hearing most everybody, but not Johnny.
Yeah, well, he's in a rough spot with being low and only having a ground plane, on the ground floor up against the ceiling. He's not going to do too well.
No. Yeah, I'll figure out a way. I remember loading up a rain gutter one time. Worked pretty good.
One of the first antennas I built a ground plane for 2 meters, and not knowing any better, which I'm good at not knowing any better, I built a full wave 2-meter antenna and hung it from the ceiling. And I told the first person I talked to, and he was a somewhat, he was a salty soul in the ham radio. He goes, "Why would you build a full wave antenna?" So I don't know.
Yep. Well, we all do some strange things, but yeah, I remember on HF back years ago, using the rain gutter. It actually worked pretty good. In fact, I worked my novice year on a rain gutter.
Huh. And what did you do? Just feed it in the middle, or how did you feed it?
Actually, I fed it on a downspout, and who knows where the signal went. I put a ground rod in and lifted the downspout a little bit out of the plastic tube so that it wouldn't actually ground, and made a tuner, and it loaded up just fine.
Huh. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I guess I've heard of people doing that. I've never done it myself, but I can see why it would work, though. I mean, it doesn't have to be a piece of wire. It can be any piece of metal. In this case, it was horizontal. What kind of distance? How long was it on the gutter?
Oh, it was a few months. I had a single 6146 80-meter novice crystal rig that I had put together, and then made a tuner, and a buddy and I worked CW for about 80 miles away. It worked pretty good.
Wow. And how long was the gutter? On the length of it?
Oh man, I don't even know. It was an apartment complex, and it was a 3-story building, and I was on the ground floor. And then it went up and went around the roof, so it was a big building.
Oh, that's funny. I was just thinking about a house, but no, you got a commercial building. Of course, you didn't go up and verify all the connections on the gutter, so you don't know how long it was.
You're exactly right, and I never did, but it was fun.
Oh yeah, no, all that stuff's fun when you do something that's a little offbeat. And I've heard of other people doing it. And of course, the joke was that talking about with a tuner, you can tune up bed springs.
Yep, even load up a refrigerator.
Sounds. I saw somebody. I don't know whether it was true or not. Somebody loaded up a watermelon.
Oh, I don't know. It must have been DBI.
I don't. Oh. Say again. Who else was there?
I was saying they didn't load it up for long.
No. I'm sure that's true. Anyway, no, sounds good. I'll have to give that a try. That was Mark, Whiskey Bravo 0, November Oscar. Yeah, November Oscar. It sounded funny me saying that. And he's in Northwest Wilson. Who else is north? Please come in.
KB9 RTK.
Hello, Frank. Appreciate you hanging in here.
No problem. Check your email.
All righty. Everything good going on?
No, just hopefully, I got some. Well, I'm waiting for some parts. I know for my motorcycle project that's been going on for 10, 11 weeks now. They said 4 to 6 weeks back in March, and they lie.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, it's the name of that tune. I know when I was busy in well, when I worked at the hospital. Of course, that's many moons ago, but it was a constant. Every day was a parts. Almost every day was a parts order and waiting on parts for different kinds of things we were working on. So it was like a. You just got used to back orders and when is it coming in and all that crap.
Oh yeah, well of course I'm getting it from California, so there's so there's like, and then I'm thinking, oh God, the bridge is out. So I hope it's flying. Well, luckily it flew in, it's flying in, so I don't have to worry about the bridge.
Ah, very good. Well, don't let them give you that COVID is the reason it's slow.
They did, of course they did, and I believe them. I mean, I'm not, because all their external processes are taking longer, and that's the excuse I'm getting. And then the post office and everybody else is now. I don't think the post office ever guaranteed, for sure the dates, but everybody's saying, they can't guarantee the dates anymore.
Well, from what I have seen and witnessed myself, the post office has been right on the money with everything I've been ordering.
Man, I've had nothing but bad luck. One time, it was good luck, but it was funny. It was saying that it was in, it was on the next spot, heading my way, and I'm like, really? I already have it.
That's funny. Well, very good, Frank. Let me move on here. We're already running 11 minutes after the hour here. That was Frank, Kilo Bravo 9, Romeo Kilo Kilo in Northwest Mount Juliet. Anybody else north?
Whiskey 3, Juliet Charlie Hotel, Justin up in Gallatin.
Hey, Justin. How you doing?
I'm well. How are you this evening?
Really good. Really good. It was a soggy day, though. What I don't like to do, this is what I hate about this kind of season is it's cool. It'd be 70ish, but it's muggy as all get out. And then when I working out on my little gym here, I sweat feel like a sponge.
Like the old saying goes down from Alabama. It's not the heat, it's the humidity.
Oh, it is the humidity. There's no question about that. And that's the only that I. And again, I'm not. It's not like that's a new thing for me. I lived in Florida for 37 years. I did 2 tours in the Middle East, and it's not the humidity. It is the heat. It's 125.
Hot also.
Anyway, so everything going well up in Gallatin?
We're all good, Paul. Another good evening. Thank you for doing the net. It's grown quite the following.
Oh, I guess so. Yeah, it's up and down. We were averaging in the 30s, and we've been as high as 50 something. I forget what it was. But it's again, I try never not to make it about the numbers. Really, it's not about numbers. It's about people hearing who they can hear, and figuring out what's going on, and just more of a on-air social network more than it is. I mean, if it was just about check-ins, I wouldn't talk to anybody. I just ask for, what's your call, what's your name, goodbye. We don't want to do that.
No, it's being done like I think that, a lot of people would agree that it's being done how they would like it to. Being able to chit chat, all that good stuff. It's nice to be able to do that, and like you said, work on your station, all that good stuff.
Well, yeah, and I think that some people, since I'm not the one listening to the net, but I'm hoping that we collectively make it entertaining enough to listen to while you're waiting. That's all.
Oh, it is. We have a good time.
Yeah, I hope so. Probably just yeah, just texting each other and making fun of whoever's speaking, right? We used to do that when I was on another net years ago.
It's actually pretty fun. It's going on in the background. You listen to everybody. And it's cool now to have the equipment to be able to hear everybody. That's another good thing about it on my end.
Oh yeah, no, it makes it much better, and I think that's what one of the things that the net has done the best of, and it's caused interested people to improve their stations so they can have more fun with ham radio.
Copy that. It's added a lot of more joy in our world.
Yeah, very good, and again, it also makes it more useful in the rare but useful event if it was an emergency.
Well, that's exactly right. I think we saw that on Christmas Day this year around here.
Oh man, don't even remind me of that. I don't know if you heard me say that. My wife and I were both up that morning, and she was going to work, as a matter of fact. And we were standing in the kitchen, and we heard the blast, not like a loud blast. It was just like a thud, which I would never normally hear that kind of noise at that time of the morning. And because the back of my house faces Nashville, and I'm up high, and so I I looked out the window. I said, my wife said, "What's that?" I said, "I don't know. It could have been a transformer blown up. I don't in Donaldson or Hermitage or somewhere. I don't know." And so, no, I had no idea what it was, and then I realized, later what it was.
Well, look at it this way: it's a very powerful sound wave at the end of the day. Pressure wave coming from that point. You might have been faced just in a very good spot.
Yeah, obviously I was. I was very surprised that I was able to hear that from what amounts to about 11 air miles away.
Yep, copy that. Like I said, it's all about the placement. Really similar to ham radio.
Yeah, absolutely. Anyway, I'm just sorry that it happened. It's just that's one of the weird ones, man. I mean, you'd think he would have left a note. You'd think he would have done, it just means how crazy he was.
Yeah, they're figuring out now. I think I heard on the radio this morning that there's a lot of investigations going on with the cops handled everything. I guess they're finding proof that he's been building bombs for a long time, and cops have been involved in the past. But it's real easy to say that what they should have done. We all know that hindsight's 2020.
Well, I not knowing the law perfectly, which I don't think anybody does. Maybe the attorneys do, but the fact is, he did get called. The police did get called out to his place without a warrant, though. They couldn't go into his trailer and they couldn't go into his house.
No, it doesn't matter how they felt at the time. I mean, they can't tell the future, and you can't hold that against them either. That's just my opinion.
Oh no, I agree. I mean, police do an exemplary job, given the conditions they've got to work with, and the knuckleheads like ourselves that they got to talk to every day.
Well, it's only getting tougher too.
Oh yeah, no question about it. That's why even there's a lot of police in some of the bigger municipalities are just taking their retirement and walking rather than sticking around because it's gotten messy.
Can't blame them. I don't think any police department can afford me these days.
Very good. That was Justin in Gallatin. Whiskey 3, Juliet, Charlie Hotel. Who else is anybody else north or late checking?
Whiskey 4, Mike, Uniform Foxtrot.
Hey Jimmy, what's up?
Not a lot, Paul, not a lot.
Did you replace your 2-meter antenna yet?
Well, I took down the Chinese version of the what is it, the one you got, but put up the 510.
Oh, that's right, you did. I forgot you said you put up that 510. How's it working out for you?
It's doing very well. I have no complaints at all.
Yeah, you'll see, and you can see the difference in the quality of it.
He's come up to me.
Yeah, I think it is doing a little bit better.
Yeah, did you hear Frank? He said your signals come up to him.
Yeah, that's probably true. I think this is a better quality antenna.
I've never seen my meter go up to 50 over. This is the first time. He's 20 over to me.
Okay, you got to lower that antenna, Jim. You're doing too good.
No. He's actually raised it up another 10 feet, but that's a project another day.
Well, I would say that based upon what people tell me and what, I just know the specs on it, but what people tell me that I would guess that 510 pound for pound might be one of the best antennas for 2 meters, 70 centimeters it's out there.
Yeah, I think it is. I looked at the specs on that and the one you got, and they wanted to double the price for another DV, so I thought, well, no, I can't do that.
Oh no, I get it, and that's what the complaint I had. That was the reason I didn't buy this for years. I said, well, how much can 1 dB be worth? Well, I found out for net control, it's worth a lot.
Of course, you got the advantage of being high up on the, well, I guess you call that a hill.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Up here at the top of the ski lift here in Mount Juliet. All right, Jimmy, good to have you in there. I'm glad that 510's working out for you. It's a good antenna. Don't let me keep bragging about the diamonds, because there's other comparably good antennas that have a very similar specification on gain, and that one's what, 8.3, is it?
Yeah, it's 8.3 at 2 meters.
Yeah, see, really is a nice antenna. Anyway, that was Jimmy here in Mount Juliet on the northeast corner. Whiskey 4, Mike, Uniform Fox. Anybody else northeast, north, anywhere, north or anywhere?
AK-4, yeah.
Alpha Kilo 4. Was that Gulf Sierra?
Yes, sir.
Hey, how are you doing tonight?
Pretty good. Yourself?
I'm doing real good. I feel good. That's it. For being 70, almost 72, I feel real good.
Yeah, that's great. Just sitting here on the computer.
Yeah, you and a couple of dozen other people out here.
Well, that's my life anyway. So
Well, it's become everybody's lives. I mean, it's to some degree. I mean, the kids are stuck on, on tablets and smartphones and computers at school, computers at home, and there's nothing that isn't computer connected these days at the house.
oh, ain't that the truth? Well, that's yeah, boy. Who's outside all the time?
Yeah, I think that's probably the single biggest difference. I'll say, I don't know if it's a problem. It is a problem, but I can't define it. But I'm not kidding. When I got home from school, and particularly was, I'll say, after dinner, I was out that back door. I was gone. And during the summer, I was gone a lot.
Yeah, I mean, from sun up to sundown.
Yeah, no, it's funny the difference in the generations, because I know that our parents' generation was very similar. I mean, they even had less distraction because they had radio and no television.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, it's changed a lot.
Yeah, in fact, I'll tell you this, and I'll let this issue go. But my mother said that she was born in '28, and she said when TV came along, it it ended a lot of families getting get together and just talking and having coffee. In other words, TV became the distraction.
Yeah, I only think if you see it today.
Oh, no question about it. Anyway, yeah, we've got more information than we could possibly even deal with, and we've gotten dumber.
Yeah, it's something else, ain't it?
Oh, it is. It cracks me up because you don't have to look back, but I don't know your exact age, but all you have to do is look back to around, let's see, even the '80s. If you just look back to the '80s, there was none of this stuff, or very little. I mean, there was some cable TV, but there wasn't smartphones and computers in every household.
Yeah, I was around in the '80s, and it was more simple then.
Oh, of course, very much simple. I don't know. Maybe I think I like the old way better.
Me and you both.
Very good. That's Robert. It is Robert you're using, right?
Yes, Rob. Bravo.
All right, very good. Rob. I know where that. Rob, he's in Hendersonville. It's at Alpha Kilo Ford Golf Sierra. And good signal there, Rob. Who else is anybody else late checking?
Whiskey 1 Alpha Mike India.
Hello, how are you, man?
Yeah, I'm doing fantastic tonight. Sorry for the late check-in. I was listening earlier, and I gotta be 2 years old. The baby stopped crying, so I had to go check on him.
Oh, the good old days. Yeah, babies don't care about technology.
No, like Daddy has to check in now. I gotta go, baby. But I hope everybody's doing well. I hope y'all had a great Memorial Day. And that's it. 73.
Yeah, 73. Yeah. Is whiskey? What is your? I think I got that right. It's whiskey 1, isn't it?
Yes, Whiskey 1 Alpha Mike India.
No, I had written it down and I scribbled it, and I said, no, that can't be right.
That's me, Adam in Hendersonville.
Yeah, no, I get it. I just confuse myself when I can't read my writing, and then I say, well, how come I've got that call wrong? Because I know it's Alpha Mike India, but I just didn't remember that it was a 1 call. And also, I wasn't listening to that. Sometimes I'm not. I think I'm some sound dyslexic. Sometimes I hear what I want to hear.
Yeah, and I did buy that Anytone 878, and I emailed Roy, but I got to give him a call. The radio won't be until Saturday, so I got a little time, but I'll definitely reach out. Thank you for putting me in touch with him.
Oh yeah, was that the one that was? Are those being back ordered? Is that the one I saw? It was back ordered.
This one they had in stock, but I think Amazon even only had about 8 in stock. They were going pretty quickly, so they might be just about back ordered.
And how much was that when you bought that 878?
Yep, it's the Anytone 878 UV2 with Bluetooth. I don't know if I will ever use the Bluetooth, but for a couple more bucks, I figure I have it all.
And that's the one that's about $300, right?
Yep, correct. It's the only one of the 878s that allow you to receive the APRS.
Now that's a handheld only, or am I thinking about the wrong one?
Nope, it's a handheld. It's definitely a handheld, and it's got the little Bluetooth wrist
Yeah, that's interesting. We've got way too many options these days in the radio zone.
An okay problem to have.
Oh yeah, it is very good. Well, okay, that was Adam, Whiskey One Alpha Mike Indy, and he's in. Let's see if I get that straight. He is in Hendersonville. Yeah, I got it right. I just had to look to double check. Sorry about that, Adam. Anyway, anybody else late checking? All righty, we're going to move over there. We had 36 check-ins tonight, which is again pretty much our average number. Over time, it is. Although I don't know if I averaged in all the early nets when there were 3 or 4 or 5 of us. If I averaged all those in, it would probably drop the average down somewhere. But in the last couple of years, it's been anywhere from 25 to 50. So anyway, not a big deal because I try not to make a big deal of the numbers. It's just the persistent that we consistently have in the numbers between 25 and 40 or so, and that's a big deal to me because I don't know of any other simplex nets that even do that. Although that one in southeast Pennsylvania does, but they have 4 net controls, and one net control gets about 17, and the other 3 pick up the other slack for their vicinity. So, and they get routinely 40 something check-ins. Anyway, I think I've sent out their log a couple of times. If anybody's interested, I'll send the link out again. Anyway, who else? We're going to move over to 28.415 on 10 meters. I'll be there momentarily unless I hear another check-in. All righty, 28.415 upper sideband. I'll be there in a minute. All righty, it's K4 PEW, the Mount Juliet Simplex Radio Net on 10 meters. Please come now from the north.
West.
Yeah, it should be west. North doesn't answer. They know it's out of order. I'm out of order. Okay, on the west, please come now.
KM4YRS Mike.
All right, I got Michael in there. Good signal. Kilo Mike 4 Yankee Romeo Foxtrot. Who else is west? All right, got you in there. You got it's weak, but it got you in there, Richard. Sounds good. Kilo India 4 Sierra India Bravo. Who else is west?
Kilo Golf 4 India Lima Victor Jack.
Very good. I got you in there, Jack. Kilo Golf 4 India Lima Victor. There was somebody else in there. Say again. I'm hearing quite a bit of traffic in there. Is somebody else in there local?
Chris.
Oh, okay. Kilo Golf 4 Charlie Echo X-ray. Say that again, Chris, so I can hear you. All right, I was able to copy you that time. Yeah, it's a little lower than normal, but I got you in there. Kilo Golf 4 Charlie Echo X-ray. Who else is west?
Kilo Golf 4 Charlie Victor Echo.
Yeah, very good, Greg. You home now?
I am. All the bands are no good to me today.
Yeah, no, this is pretty rough stuff. I usually hear the other parties much better than I'm hearing, especially, and even you're lower than normal. But that was Greg and Antioch, Kilo Delta 4 Charlie Victor Echo. Who else is west? Down to the south. Wow, your signal really dropped down. Are you doing something different there, Donnie? Well, normally I hear you much better than that. So obviously the conditions are stinky for 10 meters tonight. No, I'm sure it's the conditions because normally you're horizontal. Even though I'm vertical and you're horizontal, it still comes in very well to me. All right, it was Donnie in the Hermit. It's Kilo 4 Oscar Foxtrot Oscar. Who else, Sal? Yeah, your signal's making everybody else look bad. No, you've got a good signal, Mark. Yeah, but again, I think it's just there's certain directions that it's going to do well tonight because a couple of those check-ins, their signal is usually much better than it is tonight.
Yeah.
All right, that's Mark in Nashville. Whiskey Zero Golf Zulu Romeo. Who else is south? Over to the east. Anybody east, please come now.
Whiskey 4 Mike, get up on the Foxtrot.
Very good. Which antenna are you using tonight, Jimmy?
That's the 9-band vertical.
Very good, because you're like S7 to me here, so you're doing real well.
You're like 15, 20 over.
Oh wow, that's amazing. I'm amazed. So that must be that's one of the exceptions to my rule about being crappy conditions.
Does that sound any better?
No, it's about the same.
Okay, that's the heck.
No, that's lower. So I couldn't much tell on the audio, but you were about S5 on that transmission.
Well, I didn't have time to retune, so anyway.
Okay, very good. That was Jimmy, Whiskey 4, Mike Uniform, Foxtrot. Who else is east, south, or east? Anybody south, east, or north? All right, there was a couple in there. I got you in there. You sound real good there, Dennis. Whiskey 9, Bravo, Oscar, Quebec. How are you copying stations tonight?
Oh, okay, you're S5, S6 to me.
Okay, well, I would hope it would be better, but it isn't.
Well, you're totally readable. Clear as a bell.
Okay, very good. Well, you're bumping against S5 and a little bit over, so you're not doing too shabby.
Roger that.
With a good audio, too. Anyway, who else is north? Please come in. Hold on, Alpha 4 Delta Echo. I got you in there. Hold on, but I had Whiskey Bravo 0 November Oscar Mark. Mark, how are you copying people tonight? Any different?
Well, I'm on a different radio tonight, so I really got to get into the area. I'm here.
All right, very good, very good. I just wondered what the scoop was because the conditions aren't great for everybody for me tonight. But I also hear Alpha 4 Delta Echo. How are you doing tonight?
Doing great, Paul. Help us.
Going good. I would expect I'd hear you much better than I'm hearing you tonight.
Conditions are a little weird.
Yeah, I'm sure they do. They are weird because you're not that far from me.
Yeah, I'm hearing Candace real well. Some neighbors like your contact, but I can't hear nobody else but you.
Yeah. Oh, you're really? That's right. You can't even hear anybody else. That's weird. Which antenna are you using?
I'm using the answer.
Huh. And that's an end fed for which band? Or is it multi? Obviously, it's multi, but how long is that one made for?
866.
Okay, so it's an 80 meter half wave end fed, right?
Correct.
All right, very good, very good. Otherwise, it performs pretty good, though, huh?
Oh, yeah, pretty well.
All right, very good. That's Dan, Alpha 4 Delta Echo, Daniel in here in Mount Juliet. Who else is wherever I was, north?
Kilo, Bravo 9, Romeo, Kilo.
There's another. You're still on the end fed one there, Frank?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you sound good. How are you copying other stations tonight?
Not as good as normal. Not as good as normal. I mean, you sound great, and Dennis sounds good, and I got this gentleman, and obviously Mark, but Donnie is way down there.
Yeah, that's what I was saying about Donnie. Normally his signal is much better to me, even though he's horizontal.
Yeah, something's goofy today.
Yeah, maybe tonight was the night that the poles switched, the magnetic poles of the Earth.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, they tell me it's going to switch at some point. I want to know when, and I want to know if I have to remark my magnets. I mean, the magnets in my compasses.
Well, I know that moves, and that's why they have to republish the map for the aircraft. But when you start going towards the pole, it starts getting all goofy.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Is I just don't. If they switch, all of a sudden north is south on my compass. Well, very good. That's Frank in Northwest Mount Juliet. Anybody else anywhere, any place, including north? Did I hear somebody else in there? I don't think I heard. Is anybody hearing anything I can't hear? Anybody, any place, please come now for the Mount Juliet Simplex 10 meter net.
No, but the band is open. If anybody's out of state, come on, check in.
Yeah, it's not as open as it was 2 days ago, though.
No, but I see a few signals here and there.
Yeah, I haven't even been looking, but yeah, that's awesome. I'm glad the 10 meters is finally open again once in a while. All righty, we had 13 check-ins, so appreciate all the check-ins, and I'm going to finish off the net unless I hear somebody complain. All righty, 73, everybody. I appreciate you sticking around for an hour and a half. It's K4PEW closing in.
Good job, Paul. KF4
Yeah, I'll be the judge of that.
I'm gonna go check the tape.